Johnny, we're always talking about propaganda. Yeah, propaganda. Yeah, we do use it a lot, Johnny, around here, that particular term. Why do we always talk about propaganda? That's because it's everywhere. Yes, right. Governments continually use it to push bloody society along the way they want it to go. Right, yes. Even though if the people were told the truth about the particular track they were going down, they wouldn't bloody go down it.
We got to talk about the father of modern propaganda, Edward Bernays. He wrote the book on manipulating public opinion with propaganda. Like, he literally wrote the book and it's called Propaganda.
Yeah, right.
Bernays called this method the engineering of consent. Even President Hoover embraced Bernays' plan, and consumerism became central to American life. This entire strategy was to keep people docile and distracted so that society remained stable and aligned with the government's broader agenda. Now, obviously, it didn't always work out.
Well, Johnny, recently I had a thought driving around the suburbs of Melbourne that there seem to be a lot of these bloody big accommodation complexes being built in the cities, in the inner suburbs, where bloody 20, 30, 40 people can live in little bloody units. And it seems to be that it's becoming more and more normalised for people to live in these little bloody units. I mean, Johnny, think back to the 50s. The glorious 50s. When everyone's dream was to have a block of land, a house, a dog and a family. A couple of cars maybe, TV, and just live a bloody nice life. Yeah, I suppose. But now, alas, that dream seems to be dying. So these units are so-called bloody affordable, and people go in and when they look at them and they've got 1 or 2 little bedrooms and a little kitchenette and a little dining area and a little balcony, and they say, oh yeah, it's really lovely. But are they saying it's really lovely because it's something they can afford? Yeah. Can afford? Or do they really think it's pretty shitty, but that's all I can afford, so I'm going to have to like it? Do you get what I'm getting at? So, Johnny, you were saying that modern housing, we're being bloody pushed into it, or subliminally pushed into it by just... Or is it, Johnny, that we've been brainwashed, if you like, groomed into believing over the years that these little bloody apartments and these shitty tiny little blocks are really great and everything, even though we realise in the back of our mind that it's actually a drop in the standard of living?
They're popping up all over the country, and they all look exactly the same. This generic aesthetic isn't necessarily bad, but if I had to choose a picture to sit next to the definition of meh in the architecture dictionary, I'd definitely choose this. These bland, mixed-use, but often residential buildings are the result of a popular construction technique sweeping the nation.
So people are living in these bloody little joints, and in order to be happy within themselves, they try to convince themselves that that's a fucking great little place to live. And if you gave this couple of $1 million and said you can spend it on that place with a nice bloody backyard and a front yard and nice trees, oh Jesus, have a look at that, it's beautiful. Or you can buy this bloody unit in town here that's got 2 pokey little bedrooms and a fucking balcony, and you won't be able to let your dog out. It'll have to shit on the balcony. Oh, Johnny, dogs will shit. Dogs have to shit somewhere.
Once, the land seemed inexhaustible. 3 million square miles of the richest land on earth. A land of quiet main streets, rolling farmlands, plains, forests and mountains. A land with elbow room, with unlimited space for our towns, our cities, and our people.
So he's living in a little bloody unit or a little bloody tight block. Have you seen the bloody blocks of land they're building houses on now? They're fucking... There's no... Right, yes. There's no backyard, front yard, and the bloody neighbours about this far away from you. Well, but apparently we're all convinced that that's bloody great. That's a good house to get that house. Even though you can hear the next door neighbour farting every morning because he's just only 5 feet away from you.
Oh my fucking God!
Johnny, I think I've overstepped the mark here.